I understand intellectually, the greatness of God, the deserving of worship. Worship is hard for me. It's much more natural for my wife.
Right.
But I think everybody, worships and relates to God a little differently, just like we do to different people.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't picture myself cuddling up with Jesus, but I picture us, in the battle together. And if I was, can't you just picture Jesus and his disciples kind of running down a beach with their sandals and stuff, and maybe kicking some wrapped up leather like a soccer ball or something to each other, or
probably a fish.
Probably jumping on each other's back and wrestling on the ground, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And maybe he's that father too that so many men didn't have, right?
Exactly.
Well,
so
I'm glad you brought that up, because that was a key case for me when you asked about coming to Jesus. For me, it was the walk to Emmaus. When I went to the walk to Emmaus, and it's either all male or all female. And on that weekend, I just approached the Lord and said, Lord, I can't handle this relationship with my biological father anymore.
Okay.
I'm going to turn it all over to you. Okay? It's in your lap now. And ever since that day, now I realize I have a better father in heaven, a real father, who will never let me down. So that's one man's answer.
Right.
My earthly father let me down.
That's right.
But this father never has. I can always go to him.
Yeah.
So
that makes a lot of sense.
That's an awesome answer.
Yes.
And that's true for, like, I have I still have my father here on earth. He's 90, and he's a great father, I tried to be a good father to my kids, and but ultimately in areas I failed.
Right.
Well, we all fail.
So, yeah.
But what's neat about it is, ever since that day, the burden's been gone. It doesn't bother me anymore. And a lot of people, and they're in my own family. I have a sister. She cannot, and I understand her predicament. She cannot let go of the harm that was done to her, and I don't know how to solve it. I've told her she needs to let go, but some people can't. They carry that baggage around their whole life.
Does she have an openness to your faith?
Well, she's a believer.
Okay.
But she carries around the baggage of our upbringing.
Okay.
Okay. She was raised with. We were raised by different people.
Okay.
So.
And if I could just comment on that.
Right.
What I've learned is that some people, in their relationship with God takes them through an experience where they can just release that stuff. Other people, back to this listening, healing, prayer thing.
Yes.
They need to go back and understand where those hurts, where those real or perceived damage was done to them, and ask the Lord, where were you when that happened?
That's right.
And let Him speak into that.
That's right.
And I have seen, when I'm a scientist by training. I'm a skeptic, I'm from Missouri, prove it to me kind of guy. So, but I saw changes in my wife's life, had dramatic changes in some issues in her life through this process. I was there when it happened, and then I started, at first some of it wasn't working with me, but it did later on. I've already told you the story of that. But I went to guys who wanted to do this with me, and I'm reading the book on how to do it. This is so unspiritual, just kind of mechanical. But we did sincerely ask Satan not be there and Jesus to show up. And I'm asking these questions, and there's silence, and all of a sudden this guy is just weeping